Everybody. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We are going to do something a little bit different than what we normally do. Normally, when you see my face pop up on your screen, you expect to see some travel training, but you know what? We have to talk about marketing. But first, let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Miss Tisha Spencer. I am a travel business owner. I have been in the travel business now going on about 20 years, and I have a background that is so many different places. As of recently, I have been doing a lot more mentoring, coaching, and training of new agents inside of the travel industry. I've been featured in a couple articles inside of the travel industry. But today I wanted to focus on marketing because that is something that I feel a lot of agents miss out on. They do not actually know how to market. They do not know how to do flyers properly. And I understand building a flyer can be difficult. And I know I can design great flyers, but I figured, you know what? Why would I sit here when I know somebody who is my Sarah, a fellow travel business owner, and she can design some fire flyers? Why not bring her in, especially since she became a Canva mastery expert? So for those of you who don't know and did not read the invitation that was sent out, I'm going to introduce you to my Sarah, Kalisha Smith, who is a licensed therapist that entered into the travel world as a travel agent and took it by storm only 3 short years ago, people. Now, understand, she is the owner of Curated Vacay, specializing in luxury, all-inclusive destinations, and curating group experiences. Now, she also specializes in getting into coaching new travel agents on business basics, strategy, and marketing. But I brought her on because she's somebody who has told me that if someone is struggling with branding, she is a specialist that's going to help you learn how to navigate that with the Canva platform. Now, many of you guys probably don't have Canva and Canva Pro, but you really should go ahead and jump into it because she's going to show you about the brand kit, how to create a travel logo, as well as create templates to engage new clients and promote bookings. Now, Sarah, are you available?
I am. I'm right here. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and give the stage to you.
All right, perfect. Hello, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing today? Go ahead and just drop a number one in the comment section in the chat. If you're feeling good today, we're going to just share my screen and get right into it, okay? All right, I see some of those ones coming in. All right, yes, this gets me excited. I teach by profession as well, so it gets me really excited to get you guys engaged, and this is going to be very engaging, very interactive. I dropped the link in there with it's a little workbook that you guys can use to take notes, or, I mean, you didn't have it in advance, but it's just some information on what we're going to go through really quickly. So this is like, thank you so much, Sora, for giving me a brief introduction. I'm a therapist by license. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I teach adjunct courses for social work, but I'm also a travel boss. I love the travel world, and I love content creating. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. We're going to go through the benefits of Canva Pro, how to use the desktop app. I don't even know if you guys knew that that was possible, setting up your branding kit, and then we're going to go ahead and create some promo, and I'm going to show you some features in Canva that really are going to help you 2.0 your business, okay? Let me just get you guys out my way over here, and let's get right into it. So Canva Pro, let me just go here. Canva Pro, this is Canva. When you log into Canva, I'm using the desktop app today, and I'm going to tell you guys why this is my preferred go-to these days. But when you're creating in Canva, you want to go ahead and set yourself up to be a Canva Pro. And with Canva Pro, you have some of the features. The features of Canva Pro include having the option to, if you see this little star here, this means that you have a pro feature. This little crown. You have the option of setting up a branding kit just for your own brand. That way it makes your life easier. You don't have to continue to set up your fonts, your colors, your logos, all these things every single time you're on Canva. You already have your kit set up. And I'm going to show you guys when we're creating our flyers how that actually works for you and your favor. Also with Canva Pro, you get the option of having a content planner, and we'll go through this too. This content planner really helps you to just be able to pre-plan your content, and this is very helpful if you're marketing and with your branding. You want to make sure you're consistent. So with Canva Pro, it really gives you those tools to make sure you're consistently planning out your content. Now, I use this sometimes, but I use a different one outside of Canva, but this is very helpful because Canva Pro, you can set up marketing automatic posts to your Facebook page, your Instagram page, and if you have a Facebook group, you can also set it up as well. So see, here goes a post that I've set up in the past to go on Facebook. And then they give you like little days that you can use to say, oh, this is a day, let me make some creative posts towards this day and market that way. Okay. The other thing that you get with Canva Pro is the ability to remove a background from an image. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. That is really also going to help you because sometimes we see things, we need certain icons or certain photos of ourselves or others off of an image, and you can go ahead and remove the background of an image as well. Now, Canva Pro is about, I think I pay $120 a year for Canva Pro. And for me, it has doubled the investment 100% because every time I post a beautiful flyer or post a beautiful posting, I mean, I use it for everything. I use it for my Travel Joy account. I use it for my Facebook account, my Instagram, everything that I post, it comes off of Canva. If you see here, you'll see I have a bunch of stuff in my Canva because I'm always creating and always working. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that today as well. All right. So we're going to get right into our next topic, the desktop app. I use this app because you can have, instead of having a bunch of screens open on your desktop, on your web browser, the desktop app is its own application, and you can just download this app and use it for your needs. So here is, you download it, it's on, I have a MacBook. You probably can't see my bottom of my screen because I'm only sharing my Canva app at the moment. But when you download it, you can have different things going on here. Like if I wanted to create a Facebook post, I can have it in one tab. If I wanted to create an Instagram story post, I can have it in another tab. If I wanted to copy this, what I'm using, and this is another feature of the Pro, the resize, I can go ahead and click resize and say, okay, instead of this being a Facebook post, I want to make it an Instagram post. I just resize, copy and resize, and it's going to open up in another tab. So all your creations are right here. If you're someone like me that has 101 tabs open at a time, you really want to get the application because then you kind of keep a level of consistency, knowing what you're working on. You're not losing things in 100 different tabs. All your tabs are right in the Canva Pro application. All right. I'm going to show you guys, and this is where it gets a little fun. If I can get a little volunteer to pop off of mute and tell me a little bit about your brand, we're going to go ahead and create a branding kit for you. Anyone?
Don't y'all be shy now.
Yeah, we want to make it interactive. Just anybody. I can use my own brand, but I figured this would be nice practice for you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. So tell me your business name.
So it's More Sites and Travels.
All right. So More Sites Travels.
Moore.
Okay.
Sites.
So what we're gonna do is we'll click here, the add new button, and this will show you branding kit, brand template. You're gonna click brand kit. We're gonna name it More Sites and Travels. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Create. All right. Tell me a little bit about your brand. What are your brand colors?
Probably light blue, white, usually it's light blue and white. I usually try to do like ocean colors.
Okay, perfect. So ocean tones, ocean colors. Very important. When you're creating your brand, you want to stick to 3 colors. You want to have 3 primary colors that are your brand domain colors. And then you want to have 3 that are like a little shade lighter or darker than your brand. So if you're saying ocean colors and you said white, I heard, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I also always just pop in that black there somewhere because it's a consistent color. So we'll go ahead and make a color palette for you. You can use, Canva has some color palettes that you can take from them right here. They have like these custom colors. If you click the X box, you'll see these different colors. So if you're saying ocean, I would say more of these colors. This is deep blue sea. You can play with their different colors on here. Like this would be probably more of you into the blue, or you can create your own palette. So I always start with Canvas we're gonna start with the deep blue for you. In the blue, we'll do ocean. And then you can always change them. So if this is something that you're like, I don't really like that blue, I wanted it a little darker, I wanted it a little more oceany tone, you can go ahead and play with it and create your own branding colors. So let's see. This is white, let's add black. And then I'm gonna actually copy this color to make a little darker tone one that will fit with it. And then I'm gonna do the same thing and make one that's a little lighter. All right, bam. So we're gonna call this your brand colors just for the purpose of this, okay? All right, then with your brand, we have our colors set up. You wanna also set up your fonts. So you see how some people are making flyers and you're like, oh my God, their flyers look so great. It's because they have a consistency with the font family. So for me, when I create flyers, I like to use different fonts for different things. I like when I'm creating like cruise flyers, I like to use a tropical font sometimes. But when I'm making flyers for my brand and I'm posting for Curated Vacay, I use 3 of the same fonts all the time. And so you can choose a font here. Generally, I like to use a font family. Poppins has a font family. If you look here, I'll show you what that means. If I type in Poppins, they have 4 different fonts. So for my headings, I will use the extra bold. For my subheadings, I will use the regular one. And for my text, for my subheadings, I will use Poppins medium. And for my text, I would either use just the regular one or thin. And that way I have some consistency with what I'm going with. Sometimes I'll throw in a script font, and Canva has a bunch of them, but you can only use 3 fonts here. And when we get to creating the flyer, you'll see how that creates, how that family putting those fonts together already saves you a little bit of time, because you can just click it and it automatically changes all your fonts for you. All right. So we're going to first start with our brand logo. Before we put anything here, we're going to create a logo for Moore. So Ms. Moore, what do you specialize in for your travel? Just give me an idea.
Like Mexico.
Mexico, that's what you book a lot? Like what's your niche?
Probably Mexico.
All right. So we're gonna create a logo. If you click the X here and you type in logo, that will be how you start off creating the logo. Now we're in Canva. They give you a whole bunch. You see this again, Pro, you get the good. This is why I love Pro, because you get the goodies. If you guys are following me, go ahead and drop a number 2 in the comments section, because I want to make sure that we are all still engaged. But I want you guys to understand that Pro is giving you options. Look at the difference between Pro and non-Pro Canva. Now, I'm not telling anybody go ahead and get Pro, but for me, it has been a lifesaver, because the pictures, it's like a 2.0. You get the better options. Now, when I'm thinking about travel, I will type in travel here. And I'm gonna look for something that makes me feel Mexico-y, even though I don't think I'm gonna see. Okay, this is nice. When you're creating a logo, you want to try to limit all of this. So I have here in my notes 2 logos, and I'm going to tell you guys why. When you're creating flyers and everything else, you want to make sure you have a logo that's a beautiful logo that has some icons and something that someone can really look at you and say, okay, this is more travel. But then you want to have a text-based logo. So we're going to do both. For the purpose, just so that I don't want to go over time, I'm going to actually delete that one. I'm going to use, all right, I'm going to use just some, okay, this is great. Here we go. Tree. When I think of Mexico, I think of tequila, but I'm just going to use this for right now. We use a little palm tree. All right, I'm going to use a little palm tree for this presentation because we're doing Mexico. Add one more. I'm going to flip it, which I'm going to show you guys all this stuff in a few. And then I'm going to add my text. Now, remember, we added our brand family, right? We in more travel. I'm adding her brand kit here. So I know for my heading, when I click this, I could put more sites and travel, right? Because I'm making a logo, I'm gonna make this super small, maybe like 12-point font. And I'm gonna center it. Do you guys see those little lines? Those lines are kind of helping me create consistency, but I want this to be in the position that's centered in the middle of the page. So you can always go to position, center, middle of the page to get that right where you want it. These grid lines help you keep things centered. So you see how those are all on the same, that little line in the middle shows you that this is all lined up. That's how we want to keep things. I'm going to make this just a little bigger so that it's not cutting into the words. And then you see that line on the top, that little grid line on the top is going to show you that it's centered on the top. And that grid line on the bottom shows you that this is duplicated with the other palm tree, right? And then I can add, I mean, Mexico, when I think of Mexico, all I think of is tequila. What do you guys think of when you think of Mexico? So I can add, okay, this will be like a nice little something. That's the agave plant. I'll add that because then that people kind of, even though they may not, you can think of Mexico, right? There we go. We made a little logo. This is just something quick, something easy, but we can make it razzle dazzle later. This is just an example. Now, this is the logo. I would also want to have a logo that's just my name, because when you guys are making flyers, you notice sometimes people making flyers, it's just a whole bunch going on with the flyer because their logo has like a pink background, the flyer is blue, or whatever is happening. You want to have something that's text-based that still goes to your brand, right? So we have the same name, same font. I will go ahead and make all the letters uppercase. So in Canva, you have the option of doing uppercase, lowercase. It makes them all uppercase for you here. And then I will make this super big. And then our brand colors, right? Remember I talked about the benefits of that brand kit. If you click styles on this side here, we have more here. We already have her colors. So you can go ahead and change the color of everything. We don't have to move it. We can see what works best for us. What do we like best, right? Same thing with this logo. I can just go ahead and change the color. That might be better, right? That pops more than the darker background. When I'm thinking about which one I want to do, I can just play with the colors. And here I'm like, okay, these look a little better than the others. So I'm going to keep it on the white background. And for this, same thing, if you click the text color, you have her colors here. You can just change the color. And I'm going to use this color for her background. Now I'm going to go tell you guys a little trick. When you're creating your flyers or anything, and you want to put your logo on the flyer, please, I want you guys to drop a 3 if this is you. If you take your logo with a pink background and you just pop it on a flyer, please tell me if you do that. If you're making a red flyer or a flyer that's a whole bunch of different colors and you're like, I'm just going to put my logo on there and your background is a different color than the flyer that you're creating. Go ahead, let's be honest. Drop a 3 if that's you, because that used to be me. The way to get around that, when you are, and this is, okay, Janice, Donna, okay, I'm gonna help you guys out. And this is another benefit of CANVA Pro. The way to get around that, when you are downloading your 2 icons, your logos, you want to download them as the logo, right? You'll download them regularly. Then you're going to go back in and download them. So let me save that. You're going to go back in and download them on a transparent background. Did you guys know that? The reason we do this is because when we're going to create a flyer, and I'm going to show you the difference. When you create a flyer now, I'm going to come back in. Let me add a little page, even though this is a logo background. I'm going to make the background black. Now, we just downloaded her we just downloaded her logos. I'm gonna just upload them so I can show you guys what it does, okay? We're gonna go back to the home page into our brand kit, and we are gonna upload all of her logos. So we just downloaded them. These are 2 of them. These are the transparent ones. And transparent logos are PNGs, okay? And I'm gonna also upload the regular ones. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. I normally, what I will do is, when you save it, just save it as transparent, okay? So you always wanna save those on your computer as well. Now, we're back here. Let me show you the difference, right? In our logos, this is where our logos are gonna appear. I just uploaded her logos, so they're gonna appear here. Let me refresh. All right, move on. All right, now we're making I just want to show you guys what that does. We have our logo here, right? There we go. Our logos appear because we added them to our brand kit. So I don't have to keep uploading these logos every time. Every time I need a logo, I have it here. Now I can upload more, but I have all the ones I need right here, right? Now we're making a flyer and we're like, dang, I need to put my logo on the flyer. A lot of people do this. They just pop their logo right there. It's okay. I know a lot of people did that, right? But when you have a transparent logo, this is what it looks like. Now, we just made a flyer with a pink background, and you have a nice logo that's going to show up. Your logo is going to show up. It's not going to look like this drowned out in the background with the white, and then it goes with nothing else, right? So you want to make sure you have those options. So I'm just going to close out of that. We're going to go back here. And now we have our brand kit created. So once you have this, you're ready to get started. This is like gold, because now you can create things. If you're not a creative person and you're like, I'm going to use a Canva template for everything, that's perfect, right? We want to create a flyer. If you're saying to yourself, I want to create a flyer and I'm going to go ahead and use a template, that's fine. You can find a little Canva template. I use them sometimes. I create my own most of the time, but I use them sometimes as well for inspiration. Let's say we want to create a flyer and we started, let's say we started with this. I can just click this whole flyer. I'm going to just click somewhere in the center, and then I'll go to styles on the left side, and I'm just going to move it around. Now it has my brand colors. So I don't have to now recreate every single thing in the flyer, right? Same thing here. This is where your logo will go. I have my logo already created, so I'm just going to pop it in there, move it over, and there goes my logo on my flyer. Okay. So I want to take a pause just quickly. If you have any questions, please pop them into the chat. And if I missed anything or if anyone's not clear, I'll be sure to come back to that. So go ahead, if you have any questions, go ahead and pop that into the chat before we move on. So we created our branding kit. We figured out our first objective. We talked about the desktop application. Now I really want to show you guys how to really navigate Canva, because there's a lot that you can do in Canva. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed, but I hope you have your pen and paper, because I'm going to show you guys a couple of different tricks right now. All right, this is recorded. It will be able, you can rewatch it. Absolutely, this is recorded. All right. So we're gonna start from the beginning so you can just get that practice in. Here on Canva, if you're looking to create a flyer, you're looking to create, you can create anything. Normally in our business, we create a lot of things for Instagram, Facebook, or a flyer, right? So today we'll do a flyer, because it gives me more space. The flyer, you have options. You can do an 8.5 by 5.5. You can do a landscape flyer. Kathy's asking a question. Let me just pause for a second. Can you also save your logo on your mobile device? Yes, you can. And there is a mobile Canva app. I use it all the time. I create flyers on the go when I'm waiting in line at the doctor's office. Well, I'm like, oh, let me create a quick flyer. I create flyers 24/7 on Canva. I do it on my cell phone half the time, but that's because I'm so used to it. All right, so we're gonna create a landscape flyer. Sorry, actually, I want a portrait flyer. Portrait flyers look better when you're posting them on social media, but I'm going to show you how we resize things in social media to make sure that we are making it fit. We don't want to now put something on social media and it cuts things off or it looks blurry or anything like that. No. We want it to look good. So here, flyer. Why is this not working for me? Portrait. All right. And everything translates. So if you're using the desktop app or the website or the Canva app, everything translates across each other. Okay. It's as long as you're signed into your account and it's a pro account, you're good to go. All right. So this is our open Canva. That's why they call this canvas. We have our open canvas here. It is blank and we are going to fill it. When I create flyers, I like to get all my details. So today I'm going to create a Virgin Voyages flyer. And this is for January 2024. I like to put all my information right here on the side so that I'm not going back and forth. I have everything that I need. Let me just find. Let's see. And the great thing about Virgin Voyages is they give us a lot of media. So I will show you guys a really quick tip. Let me stop sharing. You have on Pro, you have the ability to make little folders here, right? So I make little folders here, right here. If you click folders, you can go ahead and create a new folder. I'm going to name this Virgin Voyages. Create folder. You see how it showed up on the left-hand side? Now, if I go on my Shipmates account, I don't know if you guys book Virgin, but I do. My first Mates account. If I log into my first Mates account, I can download their media and just add it to my folder. So when I'm ready to create Virgin Voyages flyers, I don't have to now look for every single boat again or anything. I already have it there. And I tell people, like, if you're used to if you're used to booking Mexico, I would just go ahead and download my most booked Mexico brands. Like Riu, I use a lot. So I have Riu, like this is the new hotel that I've been pushing. I've been getting a lot of bookings for them. I have a whole folder for them because every time I'm ready to make a flyer, I'm not going to go back on their website every single time to find information that I need. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. I'm going to make sure I have everything right there. And I do this for a couple of different brands and they're all in my folders. So I have a bunch of folders. Okay. All right, perfect. So that's a little tip too to help you save on time. I thought I had uploaded my Virgin stuff, but I didn't. So we'll just go off of this. I'm going to.
Real quick, sorry, we had a question. They asked, how did you open up that comment box? They missed it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, let me show you guys. Okay. Cancel. So this little comment bullet, this little bubble will come up on next to every single thing you do. And the reason for that is, okay, if you have a virtual assistant and you share, or someone who helps you in your business and you guys share a Canva account, you can actually leave comments like what you want them to do for you. They can reply like done. This is like track changes on Word, but yes, simple things make the process so much easier. Absolutely. So you can leave little comments for yourself. I always do that for myself because I know sometimes I'll have ideas and I might not have time. So I'll go in and do that. It's with everything. So if I was creating an Instagram post, I would actually be able to do the same thing, right? This is my Instagram post. You're going to see it comes up, that little comment, and I just add it for myself. Okay. All right. I can't, for some reason, I don't want to hold this up. I can't get into my version account. So I'm just going to give you guys something from, oh, there it goes. I was like, what's going on here? All right, so we're gonna make a little flyer. I'm just gonna make it real simple. When you're creating your flyers, you want to include the basics of the basics. So sometimes we give people a lot of information because we think that that's helpful for us. Like, I don't want to say the same things over and over to people, but sometimes that's not really helpful for others. Like, our clients, when they see things, they need to see simples. I'm used to, like, let me give them everything because I don't want to have to say 100 things over again and maybe they'll read it on a flyer. They're not. They're getting overwhelmed, and so they're not going to read it. They're going to miss the stuff anyway. So what I like to tell people is, think of white space. You want to create white space for your clients. Clients don't want to see 101 words. The main things you want to do on your flyer is include where you're going, right? What's the package? Where am I going? When am I going? And how much is it? Sometimes I don't even put the price, but a lot of people like to know. I mean, I put that in the comment section, but I noticed that people still miss it. So I put the price, right? How much, where are we going, and when, and what's included, but a brief snippet, right? You want to give the major items, what's included, okay? So we're gonna start with this. The first thing we do with a flyer, any flyer, we're gonna create a background. Because I know Virgin Voyages colors are red and black and white, I'm gonna start with a red background. Now, we're talking about cruising, so I'm gonna go ahead and teach you a little bit more now. Elements. There's so many different elements in Canva. If you have Canva Pro, you get all of the little pro elements, but there's so many elements. You have lines, shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, charts, tables, frames, and grids. And they have their little collections together. You can always search for anything you want. So for me, if I'm saying cruise, I used it recently. I'll search cruise, right? Now, there's two types of graphics. You have these imagery graphics, and then you have ones that look a little bit more realistic graphics, like actual realistic graphics. I tell people, please don't mix these. When you're making flyers, don't mix something that looks real, like a photo, with something like this. It just looks tacky, just to be honest. It doesn't show good. You want your brand to look good. You don't want to have now a realistic picture here and then one of these there. It's like a cartoon, right? You want to keep real with real, cartoon with cartoon. So for us here, I'm going to look for, okay, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to look for this. All right, so I want to use this photo, but before I use this photo, and I set all my photos up first, before I use the photo, I want to actually add something to my background to make it a little bit more, I like extra. I'm an extra person. I want my background to look extra nice. So I may do palm trees, and I may look for a pattern of palm trees, or even one. It doesn't have to be a whole pattern. I'm going to show you guys what I do with it. All right, I'm going to use this one first. All right, I may size this all the way up. Now, you see the palm trees went away. If you double click the image, you can move it. So I want the palm trees to show up. So I'm double clicking it and moving it over. My background is going to be palm trees, but I want it to still show up as red. I'm going to tone my transparency down a little so I get that like, kind of like we're transferring into nighttime hours, like a little sunsetty. That's what I'm going for. So I'm going to just tone down my transparency a little. Then I'm going to add my picture back right on top. That picture kind of doesn't go anymore. Maybe I won't use that picture. All right, so this is what we're gonna go for. We'll just use, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna use this because we're doing a cruise photo and I want it to look cruisy. Sometimes things just don't fit, my ideas change midway. And that is also important to remember, that when you're being creative, it's okay to change your mind because certain things, you want things to look how you want it to look. All right, so I'm just gonna tone my transparency down a little. Okay, perfect. Now I want to put my information. I can use some text box, or I can just put text right on top of this page. So for me, I will just put text right on top of this page. I'm just not sure what's happening here. Sometimes Canva does this. All right, it's telling me to reload this page. So let me save it. All right, if I go back home, I don't know why it's doing this. Really important while we're working on that. You see this little thing here? This is the save button. This makes sure that all your changes are saved. Because this is giving me such a hard time, I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm just going to go ahead and pivot over to the Canva app. Let me stop. Let me do a new share. All right. Can you guys see the Canva app, the Canva? Yes. Give me a 4 in the comment section if you can see the Canva. Okay, perfect. So we're on Canva. I'm at my home screen. I'm just gonna go down. It should show me my recent designs. Let me look, let me refresh. You see all my little designs that we just did come up. This should be the most recent one. All right, cancel. All right, this is showing me that I'm working on it in the Canva app. So it did not save. If this thing, it has like 3 dots, that means it didn't save anything. I tell people when they're working, sometimes because Canva can be so extra to save often. Well, I'm just gonna do that really quickly again. Red. All right. Everybody following me so far? I'm gonna turn my transparency down a little. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna add my text now. I already created my branding for more. I'm gonna use mine because I like this heading. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Virgin Voyages. Oops. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it all the way up. All right. So I'm gonna make it, I want everything all on one. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna do 3 because it looks a little better. So again, white space. When I say white space, I mean, look at this effects section. You're gonna be able to see how to put things on the background of your words so that you can create some spacing in between your images. If you click effects, you have a background, right? I can make this white, I can make it red. I like to do red on red. And then I'm gonna spread it all the way out, and I'm gonna make the roundness, and take the roundness all the way off because I want it to be square. Now, I also have spacing where I can make my letters bigger, wider apart. You see what that did? And I also like to make my line spacing a little lower sometimes, but I'm gonna make it really close. Not too close. All right. And then I'm just gonna make this just a little bigger because I wanted to cover that first. I wanted to cover that top part. So let me just move it back in line. All right. Now, white space, right? I'm moving it down because I don't want it to be, I want to see the background image too. I don't want it to just be just like that. I want it to show me the picture that I put on the back there as well. Now, if you choose the letter R on your keyboard, you're going to get a text box. Then you can change the background color. I'm going to actually do black. I'm going to put the text box over here. Did everyone get that? I don't want to lose you guys. We did R on our keyboard for a text box. That's a rectangle shape, right? I'm going to add the text box. All righty. On our keyboard, you're going to choose the letter R. You're going to get a rectangular shape. You can change the color. That gives you an actual text box. I'm going to change my text color to white. So you can put text inside of this box. And I'm going to go ahead and put what's included. And I'm going to go ahead and add a bullet point here. Now, justification is important too, right? Because I want everything to show up on that other side. I'm going to do Command All, or on the, that's on Mac. I think it's Control All on a Windows computer. And then everything, I want to change my justification. If you don't, you can just highlight everything and then justify it to the left side. Okay. All right, let's move that over here. All right, that's how we created a text box. So what's included? All inclusive accommodations, bar tab, whatever you have in there, suites. You add, you know, whatever is included. You don't want to add so much, but you want to add things that's going to entice your clients to book with you. And then I'll put that like right here. I still want to see the background. Now I want to add my price. I like to put my price in a different font. Sometimes I'll do like a fun script font. Sometimes I'll do just like a standard block font. So I use this one a lot. So let's say the price is $12.49 per person. Again, you want to give yourself an effect. I use this background effect a lot because it just helps me keep consistency, and it also, I like the way it looks. Like, you see how that looks? So I might put that right in the center. I have my grid lines to put it in the center. And then I need to add my dates. So I'll add some subheading text. Let's say January 13, January 12 to the 17th, 2024. You want to make it bigger, right? The dates, to me, that's something that I want to pop out, right? I want this to stand out. So my effect will be a little different. I will use a shadow effect. See how that like gives you a 3D effect off the screen? I'll take my transparency up a little bit. Blur, always going to have your blur down. You can also use a different color. You see how that jumped out with the white? I might keep the white. And then you can also make the transparency 100%. That way there's really no transparency and it's just popping up off the screen. And then I'll probably put that here. I might make it a little bigger. I want people to know. You don't have to put it on top of that. You can put it here. You can put it anywhere. I like to make it like off, jump off of that. All right, perfect. And then I'm going to add, what else did I say was it? We want to know where we're going. So, or we can just put sailing from Miami. All right, let me see if I can find, I'm just going to make one up just for the purpose of this. So again, I will put a subheading, Miami. I love to use this little thing here. Key West, Bimini, Miami. Just for the purpose of this. Make it a little bigger. I'm gonna space it out. So first, actually, I'm gonna make this all capital with this little function here. You see how that looks nice and clean? Then I'm gonna space it out a little. Also brings it all, okay. And I'm gonna add a background. I'm gonna make this background square, spread it all the way around so it's a little bigger, and I'm gonna make it white. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and add that here. All right, really important. You see how that cuts off the January? We have the option of moving that by creating click and position. If you click these three buttons and click position, you could bring it forward. And now it shows up right on top of the both of them. Did everyone get that? Go ahead and drop what number we up to. Go ahead and drop a 5 if you got that. Perfect, 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 perfect. All righty. And then I already put my pricing. Well, we want to make sure that the people know how to contact us, right? So I would do another text box. And T, you can do T for text. R is the rectangle with the text inside of it. T is for text alone. So if you click T, I will put contact us to book. I'll make it a little bigger. Again, I'm gonna make it all capital. And then I'm gonna add an effect. And I'm gonna keep this one rounded, make it white. And I'm gonna put that actually down here because I'm going to give these people my contact information down here. So I'm gonna just see how you change your mind. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. Make it a lot bigger. And I'm gonna make it not as round.
So I have a question while you finish making the color designs and changes. Now, a lot of the agents that I work with, deal with, they are, and especially when it comes to cruises, you have multiple cabins with multiple pricing. How do you design with that in mind?
Yeah, so that's why sometimes I don't even put the pricing on here. I would put, honestly, that's a good question. I would put starting at like cabins, starting at 120 whatever per person. This is for Virgin, you know, they're a little bit more expensive, but that's what I would do. I would say cabins starting at, and I will put it closer to the bottom where I want them to contact me. And I would put an element on here, email. So I'll find my email icon. I use this one a lot. Size it down and move it. And then here, I would put another R box. I'll make the background black. And I'll make my text white or red. And I'll put info at travel agent, whatever your email.com, whatever your email is. I will probably make that bold. That was a good question because we get that a lot. Like if your cabins are different pricing, I will just put the pricing up on like my Travel Joy, and I will literally just put starting at. All right, so we're gonna put this little email here, and I'm gonna put the position. I want it on top, but I'm gonna move the position backwards. So let's see. So it shows up. That's not gonna work for me. So I will use this one. Something that can kind of blend in. I want it to look like one nice. Yeah, that doesn't work for me either. But just for the purpose of this, I want it to look, you want your stuff to look good, blend in. Like I will put email and then I will make this a little smaller, as big as that email thing. So it's not, so it kind of matches. Okay. And then I'll put my phone number. I'll find a little phone. If you don't use a phone number for your business, you just give them how can they book with you? If it's a Travel Joy link, if you're sending this as a, if you're posting it and you want to have postable links, I'm going to show you how you can add the link here as well. You'll put your phone number. Someone asked what size flyer is this? I'm going to show you right now. If we click resize, you'll see this looks like, actually, I'm not sure what size this is. This is not the flyer that I thought it was, but you can always, another perk of Pro, I'm going to show you, this is why I made it on the flyer so you can tone down. I'm going to show you, if you want to resize this to an Instagram post, you want to click copy and resize. It's going to open up in a new window. And now you don't have to recreate the whole flyer. You just need to shift these items to make it look how you want it to look for Instagram, right? And so I could put this here. I have this information. And you want to create that white space that we talked about. So contact us. You're going to get more space here, right? You put your email. And then your phone number.
So another question while you're moving things around again, what if you are designing a flyer for a group that's targeting, say, a specific organization or specific demographics? How would you update this to fit that? Where you have to put their information on there?
So if they gave me like, if I'm creating a flyer for somebody else, I would use the information they gave me. But if it has to be, like, let's say our sorority wants it to be branded to them, I would not change everything, but I will probably include some of their colors somewhere or put their logo on there. I will make it so it's it fits to that demographic a little better. When I'm creating, I try to use, like, I try to create with my brand in mind, but I also try to create based on who I'm marketing to. So I know the people I market to are millennials. They want to see things quick, easy. They want to know how much it costs, the XYZ. If you're creating to like a church group, they may want more information on their flyer. So I will probably put more information on the flyer that fits to that group. Let's say it's a sorority. I will put what's included: sorority, swag, bag, welcome gift or something, and then I will put information about the sorority, or open to, like, if this is a group only open to those individuals, I would actually put that on here, or on my booking page.
Now, would you put it as part of where you have the Virgin Voyage cruise? Would you put something in there that would say, moms only Virgin cruise or something like that?
You can name it, yeah, whatever you name your cruise, that's what I would name it. So, but I would use something I'm going to show you. I would use a different font. So I will put.
Because I know these are the questions that they're asking, they're just not posting them.
That's fine. I will put, like, I will do it like this, make it a little smaller. And then I will use a different font. I will do another heading, but I will make this heading a script font. Like, let's say breathing, right? I'll make this a bit bigger. And I'll put blue and white. Blue and white again. I would actually probably make this now. I will probably do like every I'll probably make it like this. And if you guys have any comments or questions while I do this, please go ahead and drop them into the chat so that I can get those addressed too in a few. So I will just go ahead and do it like this and make it fit that demographic. I mean, there's so much you can do with Canva. You play with it and you make it work. And then what I would do is I will do an effect. I'll make it a shadow. I will take the transparency up. And offset it a little bit more. No, it's a little too much. Yeah, I'll do it like that. And then I'll put it here. And that just does it for me. I probably will take this effect off because it, and I'll probably just do like that instead. Space my letters out a little so it looks clean. Yep, that's what I will do. I will probably move this just up a little so it's just cutting it. And then I wouldn't use their, it's hard when you're mixing brands, but to try to use the different brand colors, but I would, this is what I will probably do. I would also try to give like more details that tailor to what we want to do. Like if we're gonna have, if it's a blue and white cruise, right? And we're gonna have like a welcome blue and white dinner, I would include that, you know, on here because there's a difference. There's branding and then there's marketing. But if you're trying to market to a certain demographic, you have to remember that when you're branding, right? And you also have to be mindful that if I'm marketing to this demographic, when I'm creating these branding items, I want to entice them. So what's going to get them to want to go on this cruise besides it being another cruise, right? What extra can I put on my flyer to say, okay, this cruise is the one I want to go on apart from another cruise? It's the same cruise, but are they getting a little bit something extra? Or can you say something in a different way that makes people say, okay, I'm going to go on this cruise. I want to show you guys. And
Before
if
you
you
move, there's something that you said, before you move, there's something you said that's very important. I want you to talk about it a little bit more because you said there's a difference between branding when you're doing your flyers and then marketing with your flyers. And I just want the agents to understand that we all do trips that we're just trying to put out there that have not connected to a client. They're just a trip that we want to put out there that's part of our brand. And then there's going to be flyers that we're going to be marketing for our actual clients that we're doing for them. So if you can just talk a little bit about the differences and how you would design a flyer, say if this was your client asking you to do it, or you just said, you know what, I just want everyone to go on this ship with me.
Yeah, so for me, if I am designing a flyer for a client, I'm going to use the information they gave me, but I also add a little extra up. So with the branding and marketing, branding is what you're showing people. Marketing is what you're telling people. That's how I like to look at it. If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense to you guys? If it makes sense, go ahead, drop a little 6 in the comments. Branding is what you're showing people and marketing is what you're telling people. So when you're marketing, you want to tell a story, right? You want people to understand that this is what's going on. And these are the things that I want you to know. When I'm marketing and when I'm branding, I want them to see beauty, right? I want them to be able to see clarity. I want them to see that this is what I'm giving you so that there's not a whole bunch of questions later. Now, if I'm making a flyer for a client, I like to add in a little bit of some extra oomph. I want to make sure making it animated. Okay, great. Thank you for asking me that, because that's a little bit advanced, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. When I'm making a flyer for a client, I want people to understand exactly what they're getting in this offering, but I also want people to understand that there is a brand connected. So when people see my flyers, I want them to know, like, let's say this was Virgin Voyages, I may also add like the ship on here, or what, you know, some information about the ship, whatever that is. But also if it's like Blue and White Weekend or like a Zeta, something, I may add something that connects people to that organization, like the logo. Now, if I wanted to make this animated, you see this little button here, animate. I mean, this is another, the animations are amazing. I love using them because I make a lot of videos on like Facebook or Instagram. Animations are great for Instagram. I'll tell you guys, it helps because you can make anything, you can resize anything to make it like an Instagram story post, and you want those animations. So if I resize this, another thing that is pro story, and I do Instagram story, you want it to go on its own. So it's going to create a video for you. And I'm just going to do an animation with this. Sorry, because I have the desktop, so it always does that. If I want to create an animation, all right, I'm gonna just leave that for the purpose of this. I'm gonna go ahead and click what I wanted to do. With animations, though, you want to make sure you're picking a good animation, but you also need to go in, don't just click the animation, there's settings. So you can do both on enter and entrance, which I love to do. So when it's done, it goes out. And I slow my animations all the way down. I want them to be nice and slow. The reason why is because you want to create as much opportunity for your clients to read everything that's being animated. So I slow mine all the way down. If you look at that, look how it looks. It goes nice and slow. You can animate the whole entire project, right? I can animate this whole thing to do the same thing. A page animation will just give you, like, let's say I want to do this. It's all going to do the same thing together, right? Again, you want to make sure you slow it down. Let me see, this one doesn't give you the option to do that, but I didn't have to do the whole page. I can do only each individual thing animating as well, but you can do it together. Text animation animates just one little thing. Both, I slow it all the way down. Whatever direction I wanted to go in, if I wanted to come down. But you don't want to make them so much craziness that your clients have, so, you know, it makes them crazy, right? You want to make it make sense. And to be honest, the best way is to play with them. They have basic animations, they have skilled, bold writing, exaggerated animations, which are my favorites. I love the exaggerated ones. I'm extra, and I love the bold writing ones. My favorite is that typewriting one. This is my favorite because everything just comes on nice and slow. So if I was to do it, I would see if they have it. Text animation. They don't have it for the whole thing. So you may have to make it where you're just doing each text. But what I like about animation is the whole thing animates, and that's nice. One more thing I want to show you guys. Does anyone have any more questions? I'm going to go back to the main flyer one that we were making. Try to hit all of my points. We talked about centering. We talked about spacing. We talked about creating the flyers. Now, if I wanted to say, I'm going to share this flyer, right? I will go over to share on social. And I can schedule it as a pro person. I can schedule this for, let's say, Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. right? And then I can just choose where I want to schedule it. You can schedule it to a group, like I have a social work group that has a whole bunch of travelers in there. I will go ahead and schedule this. I can write my caption out. I can add emojis. Where's my emoji thing? It's not coming up. I normally like make all my captions in a separate page and then bring them in here, but I can schedule that, or I can do save as draft and come back. And then when I open my content planner, it's right there. I can edit my draft. I can click here to edit my draft here, save and schedule. But I could see it, right? I see it here. It's going to my group. So for people who have a problem with consistency, you take one day, you schedule your posts, you resize them, you do whatever you need to do with your posts. You take one day to do that. That's with CANVA Pro. You take one day, you resize them to all 3 systems, make them fit properly, animate them, whatever you need to do, and then get them on your schedule. You have no problem. I use a different scheduler. It's called Plan. That's my schedule right there. But if you are looking to keep things streamlined in one place, I would just start planning, pre-plan, right? Pre-plan your schedule. And then let me make sure. Okay, the last thing that I talked about that I didn't show you guys about is the handy dandy background remover. Again, that is with CANVA Pro. So if I wanted to use, the other schedule I use is Plan That. That's the website. I'll share a link to you with you guys. I love it. And I'll show you guys really quickly what that looks like. All right, so this is the image. If I want to edit this image, I can remove the background. It's just going to work its magic. And there I go. And I could say, whew, I'm making a flyer. I'm going to slap that on this Sonesto flyer that I'm making. I'm going to move this to, why is that not? Okay. Uh-oh. All right. I'm making, what's happening here? All right, I'm making a flyer, right? I'm sending some clients to the adult only resort. Transparency. I'm gonna move this position. I don't know why I did that. This is the tricky part of Canva as well. If you're on a Mac and you click Control, you can all right, let me delete that. I don't know what happened to my picture. All right, I'm gonna edit it again. All right, I'm gonna make it a little bigger. And I can download this, right? Again, I could do share, transparent, download on a transparent background. You can only download, you can download one page at a time, all pages. Download. And then I'm gonna upload it back again so that I can use that picture on whatever I'm working on. So let me delete her, me. If I'm making a flyer and I wanna move it over. Move the picture over. I'm going to turn my transparency down. I'm uploading that photo. All right, let's see if it worked. Oh, I uploaded it as a video because I animated it. Hold on. Let me do it again. You also don't have to download it to do that, but I wanted it to keep it there. If I wanted to, I could just do it in a separate. I just duplicate this and bring it back. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh, always click apply. If it doesn't save, it doesn't work. Let me see if it's gonna work out itself. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then I could put myself, I'm on a resort now. Like I'm right here in St. Martin. Okay. So I strongly suggest Pro. It is my favorite thing ever. I tell everybody to get Pro. I'm gonna stick around. I want to see if anyone has any additional questions. I'll be here to answer anything. What's my other scheduler I use? So I use Plan to schedule all my posts. And the reason why I use it is because it posts my stories, reels, and posts. And I have another business that I use on here. So everything is posted on there. This works for my Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, and Instagram. So I have all 4 of them on here. And I will put a link for you guys if you're interested in them. This content planner pulls everything in from Canva. So I can create on here, like I can create a post on here in Canva. And I don't have to log out of my plan. I don't ever do that. I always just use everything in Canva and then pull it in. And I will go ahead and drop a link for you guys.
Yes, go ahead and drop your affiliate link if they have one, so you can get credit for all the people who are about to sign up for Plan That Now or planthat.com.
Planthat.com. Yeah, I love Plan That. I'm gonna find the link for you guys and I will drop that. Let me just grab.
So I want to thank you because you definitely shared more than I knew. And not saying I knew a lot, but some of the stuff you talked about, I was like, oh, so that's what that's for. Okay. But yeah, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to come in here and do this. I know you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that you're involved in. Does anybody have any questions that they want to go ahead and ask before we get off?
Hi, I do.
Sure.
This is Jaren. I was trying to do a business card in Canva, and it's sad because I'm not home. I have to go out. But how do I get it to download to be able to upload into Vistaprint to be able to
I think I lost you. Can you say that again?
I did business cards and I'm trying to download them so I can upload them to Vistaprint to be printed out.
Oh, so let me tell you guys also about Canva. And a lot of people don't know this. And I know you asked me about Vistaprint and I'm gonna show you. Let me pull it up. But a lot of people don't know that you can actually you can actually buy things with Canva. So let me just show you guys again, because I don't know if you knew that. But let's say I wanted to create a business card, and this is gonna be like 2 seconds. If you want to download it, you would go on to Vistaprint and see what their dimensions are. Canva is in pixels, so I know for some people that's like speaking another language, but you have to see what the dimensions are. And when you click download, you can make it a certain size. You can create a certain, let me just add something on here because it's not gonna let me show you guys anything if I don't put anything on the screen. You can make it a certain size. You can upgrade the pixelation to make it a little bit more clearer. You download it in different ways. So JPEGs, these are photos. These 2 are photos. PNG, I use JPEG most of the time if I'm sharing a photo like on my phone, but if I'm putting anything on Instagram or anything, I always use a PNG file because it comes out clearer to me. SVG as well, but you may not be able to use this a lot because SVG files are more so like if I'm doing web design on a website or something like that. Your website may not take it. MP4 is the video, and you can make GIFs too. I make Jiffies all the time of myself. I'm doing little boomerang things, and then I upload them sometimes, or I have some for my brand. Like when my clients are traveling, I send them the one for my brand and they can post it on their brand, on their Instagram and stuff. And then that gives them the opportunity for me to get clients for my clients. And then PDFs or any type of documents, if you're downloading a PDF, anything that you're printing, you want to use PDF for print. Now, if you're doing the business card design, you're probably going to need a PNG file to upload, but I would just check and see what Vistaprint is asking you for.
Okay, I'll do that.
To make
Thank
it lower, yeah, to make it lower quality, you can always compress the file and then you download it. But very important, you see this order prints with Canva? I order everything with Canva. It's like Vistaprint to me. You can choose what finish you want, standard, premium, glossy, matte, and then they're gonna tell you the price. For 50 business cards, it's $15. For 100, it's $20. And if you don't like it, they'll fix it.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then. Thank you.
And I find it better because I don't have to figure out what I need to download, upload, or anything like that. This goes for flyers as well. Anything, you can print anything with Canva. I've used them for flyers that I've put in like little boxes for my clients or itineraries. They print everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of the information you shared with us.
Yes. Canva Pro is $120 a year. If you go on the website and you go to pricing and go to Pro, it breaks it down for you, the prices, and it tells you everything. If you have a team, if you want to use the app, it gives you everything here. If your files are downloading blurry, it's because you're using a size or pixelation that does not apply to where you're uploading it. Which is why when I showed you guys that resize option, you want to make sure if you are uploading something to Instagram, you want to make sure it says Instagram. And if it's going to stories, it needs to be an Instagram story post. That's a year. You can do the monthly $12 a month. I think it's $12 a month. The pricing is on here. If you go on here, you can see $120 a year. And then I think it's you can do it by the month. Oh, here it goes, monthly. $13 a month.
Yeah, you
I
guys
just
can
take every
take
year.
time out and explore all of this and see which program is going to work for you. If you want to start with Canva free because you're new to Canva and you don't want to invest, you can start that way and you can go ahead and upgrade later if you want to. What I
Mhm.
suggest everybody does, especially if you are brand new to Canva, is to literally sit down and take time out to learn everything. You know, my favorite thing to tell people is to click everything and see what happens. You won't break Canva.
Yeah.
And Canva is something that can be used very easily. I have Canva Pro, and I honestly do it on my phone. I do it when I'm at work and bored, bathroom breaks, while I'm cooking, laying in bed bored. I don't know about you, Sarah, but I tend to design my best flyers when I'm bored or laying in bed.
Yes. Yes. Same.
All right, we're going to take one more question just for
Yeah.
time because we've been online for over an hour.
Mhm.
Donna, you will be our last question, so make it good.
Oh, Lord. So my question is, I've been messing with Canva, and my thing that keeps getting me is I'm trying to get a photo, but I want it to be, not just a regular not just a regular square or rectangle photo. I want it to be the shape of the element that I'm using, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, that was on my list. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly. That's what I was talking about of the different elements. When you're in elements and you want to get on here a photo, you want to use either a frame or a grid. I use frames for different sizes and I favorite everything. So this is like the most popular one, which is a circle. You can go ahead and start it to favorite it. A lot of people like to use the Polaroid. I didn't spell that right. This one. A lot of people like to use these, right? So you can go ahead and star those. See, mine is already starred. If you want to make sure you're adding them you're adding a frame. Star. You can search in frames for whatever you're looking for. So I'm going to add the star. If I want it to be a star, and then I said, I want to add the hotel, right? A photo from the hotel in that star. You just want to slide it over there into the star. And then that's how it's going to show up for you. Resize it a little, make it, and that's that. I hope that answers your question, Donna. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you guys so much.
All right, guys, I truly appreciate you taking your time. as we are going to conclude for time reasoning time. I want to thank everybody. Make sure those of you who are watching this later on a replay on YouTube, you like, follow, and subscribe to the channel, because when you like, follow, and subscribe, every time a new video posts, you will be getting a notification that a new video is about to drop, and you can watch it. And I am really good at responding to people's posts on YouTube. So I look forward to seeing the new flyers that are going to be coming out. And once this drops on YouTube, please feel free to share to anybody who may have missed it. This is open to anybody, honestly, whether they're a travel agent or a business owner who needs to learn how to design flyers. Again, my name is Tisha Spencer. I am a business owner and a business coach. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.